guest speaker, Evangelist Kareem. And today we want to talk about the Eternality of Salvation, part 2. Alright, so before we start, let me tell you something about Evangelist Kareem. Evangelist Kareem is someone that he doesn't like God before. He doesn't even like Christians. He doesn't even want to hear anything about God before. Like that was him before. But then the love of God found him. And ever since then he has been on fire for Jesus. He has this movement called Christ Unveiling Network. So where they go out for evangelism almost every week, and many healing miracles, signs and wonders has happened to him. So today he's here to bless us. Can you say hi to the people?
What do I say? Okay. I'm shy, guys. Well, it's nice to be on board. Thank you so much. It's always an honor to. It's a great honor every time to have to it's the greatest honor that you can have as a human being to talk about the things of God, I believe.
Yeah, try. Yeah. Thank you very much. So let's just pray real quick and we get into the questions. I know you have questions about if salvation is eternal or not. So these questions: if salvation
about when it comes to Christian discussions, I like to say that the only basis for our faith is the Bible.
Yeah.
It's not what you think, it's not what you learned in Sunday school, it's not what your pastor thinks, it's not anything else. It's the basis of your faith is the Bible and the Bible alone. And so if we have questions on salvation, on anything, the place we go to get answers is not anywhere else but the Bible. So I'm once again saying that the Bible is absolutely authoritative. And so, so let's go to Hebrews 6. I believe the Bible is talking about, that is part of the Bible that is a build up from Hebrews 5, where the Bible was talking about moving on to maturity. And then in the 6th verse, in the 6th chapter, we get to see this discussion on whether a Christian can lose their salvation or not. But I would like to also get back to something, and that is the fact that in scriptural interpretation, if you want to interpret the Bible, there is the rule of context. So context basically is you don't take something out of, okay, let's say we're having a conversation, and then in this conversation I said something, and then you just cut just this clip and put somewhere abandoning everything that I've said before. It would mean that you are taking our conversation out of context. And so in the same way, it means that when we're talking about context with regards to biblical interpretation, it means what is the surrounding circumstances around an idea that is being communicated. So it is what is coming. So when it comes to the verse, for instance, we are looking at the verses that came before it, the verses that came after, the ideas that follows the particular verse, and then the chapter context itself. So let me just quickly go to the context of Hebrews. So if you go to a Bible like CJB, that is complete Jewish Bible, the Bible is a Jewish Bible basically. It's written to Christian Jews. And so the idea of Hebrews is that Hebrews is written to Jews that were professing Christianity, and at that point they were suffering tribulation. Yeah, so the writer of Hebrews, which I believe is Paul, or who I believe is Paul, we can have an argument on that.
There is an argument. Actually, I feel like there is an argument about that. Someone said he believes that the writer of Hebrews is Apollos. Yeah, because Hebrew is kind of like it's kind of contradictory. Like to people, like they feel like it's contradictory, but Paul is always like straightforward. So Apollo is the guy that that has so much zeal, but he was still preaching the baptism of John.
Yeah. Yeah, that is Acts 18 and 19.
Yeah, so they feel like it was just Apollo that Apollo was just trying to talk to the Jews that okay, the president just make them understand this Christianity.
Alright. I think conversing on the authorship of Hebrew will be like a very long conversation because I have my reasons and then I also I also admit that